Hey, what's up guys? This is Johnny back here, and in this video we are going to talk about the only real shortcut to success in this business. And so I want to share with you just a real, fail-safe way to finally succeed in your business. And I know that that might sound a little bit hyped up, but I think that if you just bear with me, you're going to see exactly what I mean. See, the biggest problem that I see in this business, in this profession, and why so many people struggle for such a long time without seeing results is that they simply just don't actually know what to do, right? They know that they want to make some extra money from home, right? Maybe they want to make some money on the side, or maybe they want to go full time. But they simply don't know what it takes. Exactly what actions do they have to take to get the results that they actually want? And so what we're going to talk about is actually reverse engineering your competitors. And so when I first started out, it took me quite a while to even just learn the basics, right? But when I finally did kind of catch on to the basics, I thought that now I knew everything. I didn't need any more help or guidance, or so I thought. And so I started creating products, and my plan was to sell those products online, right? Digital products. But the problem was that I didn't really have the experience to actually create and market my own products. And so the products didn't really turn out very well, and they were definitely not profitable. And I was trying to create all my own systems. I was just trying to do things my own way, only, I was too cheap or too stubborn or too lazy. I don't really know exactly what it was. But I wasn't willing to actually find the qualified guidance or the courses that I would actually need to finally succeed. And so basically I just kept on failing, right? I kept on falling flat on my face over and over again. And so it wasn't really until I discovered the very simplest thing that you can possibly imagine that I actually started to get some real tangible results in my business. And that thing was just to reverse engineer my competition. So the person that I learned this from originally was Tony Robbins. And I know that Gary Vee and Brendon Burchard talk about this as well. And, it's just so powerful. And so what Tony Robbins said was that there is absolutely no reason to try and reinvent the wheel. Because the reality is that no matter what it is that you want to learn, no matter what it is that you want to do or achieve, there is already somebody out there that is doing it successfully. And so what you need to do is you need to find those people, find somebody that has or, is achieving what you want to achieve. And then you need to figure out what they're doing, and then you need to take those exact same actions. So basic logic is going to tell you that if you do the exact same things using the same tools and resources, you're going to get similar results, right? It's pretty simple. So as an example, if you want to learn blogging, then you just need to find a master blogger. Find somebody who is doing that successfully, who is creating an income and a successful business with blogging, and then you need to just do exactly what he or she does. If you want to learn how to use Facebook to build your business or, build your brand, then you have to find somebody who is doing that successfully. Find somebody who is building a business on Facebook, and then just do the exact same things that person's doing. Learn their processes and then model your business after theirs. So that's basically what we're going to talk about in this lesson. So before we keep on going, I just want to let you know that, really you need to stop putting these people on some kind of a pedestal. These top earners, just because they're earning millions of dollars online, it does not make them that different from you. If you've really, committed to building your business, then the only difference between you and those top earning leaders is the fact that they're just a couple of steps ahead of you. That is it. And, I really realized this for the first time when I attended a live event for a company that I used to promote, and I personally met some of these leaders, right? I met some of the leaders in that company, and we just hung out. And I finally realized that they are just human beings, just like you and me. They don't have any special powers. You cut them, they bleed, right? When they started with their own businesses, they didn't have a big following. Nobody knew who they were. They started right from the bottom, just like we all have to do, just like I did, and just like how you're doing now. But they were willing to stick it out, right? They were willing to learn the skills, be humble, and just commit to work their business until they had the results. And so what you always have to keep in mind is that they are just human beings, just like me and just like you. Even those multi-millionaire marketers, they are just humans. So really, there is four main keys to my reverse engineering principle. And the first one is that you need to find a proven system, because, it's just like I said, those other marketers started from complete scratch, just like I did and just like how you're doing. And how a lot of them made it to the big leagues is that they tapped into proven systems that did most of the work for them. Now, this video isn't so much about the specific systems that we're going to use, but we are going to cover some of that stuff in the next couple of days. So the second thing is that you want to find somebody who has done exactly what you want to achieve. And then you want to model and basically pretty much copy your business after theirs. There's no need to try and figure out what works, right? Because there's people out there with a ton of experience who have already done that hard work for you. So if you're completely brand new, don't try to be super creative. Just take the knowledge of the leaders in your profession, in your business, and leverage that knowledge to grow your own business. It's amazing to me that somebody can take, 10 years worth of experience and knowledge and then cram that all into one book that you and I can read in a single day. And so what I mean is that, you should be constantly learning. Find people that know what they're talking about, right? Find people who have achieved what you want to achieve. And then you just need to find out what they did. Find out what they did, how they did it, and what tools and resources did they use. And then you take that knowledge, you grab those same tools and resources, and you get busy and apply it in your own life and in your own business. The third point that I want to cover here is that you need to watch who you surround yourself with, because the fact of the matter is that you are going to become the average of the 5 people that you spend your time with. Years ago, when I was spending a lot of time with people who, they were very negative, they didn't really have any life goals, and they were busy doing drugs and all that kind of stuff. And so do you think that when I was spending time with those people, do you think that I personally was achieving success at that time? Absolutely not. And so for me, I really started to understand this when I found Jesus Christ, my Savior. Now, regardless of what your religious beliefs are, these principles are still going to apply to you. But I found myself just starting to spend more time with, people from church, people whose beliefs lined up with my own, right? And so those negative influences in my life just kind of got purged. And I found myself surrounded by a whole new group of friends who were driven and they were happy and they lived life with a purpose. And the friends that did stick around, they started to think more and more along the same lines that I do. Moving forward in life, being generous, living with purpose. And it's just because, the people that you spend your time with, you're going to absorb things from them, right? And they are going to absorb things from you. Your attitude and your outlook on things are really going to start to become aligned, right? And so you just want to make sure that you're spending your time with people that are going to put your life on the track that you desire, the track that leads to what you ultimately want in life. So I hope that makes sense. I'm not saying that you have to go and dump all your current friends, right? But I really do suggest that you just become aware of who you're spending your time with. And just that awareness alone, you're going to find that over time, you're going to start to really just gravitate towards people who are moving and kind of working towards similar things that you are, right? Similar goals and similar dreams and aspirations. The fourth key is that you just have to get started. You have to actually take massive action, because without taking action, nothing happens. And procrastination is a very dangerous game because, where does it stop? At what point do you just bite the bullet and just get started? So you don't want to get stuck in that kind of perpetual learning mode, right? You have to stop just waiting for perfection. And the thing is that it doesn't matter if you're creating content, it doesn't matter if your content kind of sucks in the beginning. Honestly, it might not be the best when you first get started. I for sure know that mine wasn't. My videos and my blogs when I was first getting started, they were awful. But you just have to get started, right? You have to get started. You have to remain extremely consistent and then just make improvements along the way, because the only way that you're going to get better is by practicing. So how do you actually develop the mindset to really start reverse engineering those top earners? Well, what you need to do is you really need to start looking at what these people do and really ask a lot of questions, right? And really dig for the answers. So when you see somebody successful and you're taking in their content, you really want to dig deep and you really want to pay attention to what they're doing. The thing is you want to not just necessarily do what they say, but you want to do what they do. You know, they're probably not trying to hide anything from you, right? But sometimes they might take some certain things for granted, and they might forget to mention some certain thing that they're doing, right? Some detail that they're just taking for granted, and they just don't mention it in their training. But it's something that they're actually doing. So that's why it's just very important to not just listen to what they say, but you have to really watch what these successful people are doing, so that way you can start modeling your business after theirs and take the same actions that they're taking. Once you've figured out what they do, then you want to start just taking action and do the exact same things that they're doing. One of the biggest things that I've learned from all of my mentors is that providing value is the single most important thing that you can do in your business. And you always want to put your audience first, even before they become a customer, because some of those people maybe down the road a few months or even a few years from now are going to want to work with you or buy your products because of the value that you've provided to them. And the thing is, making money is nothing more than just a value for value exchange. The more value that you can put out into the marketplace, the more money you are going to make. Now, one of the huge reasons that a lot of people fail is because they're not coachable. And the reason that I know this is because, I spent a really long time not being coachable, right? And I got no results during that time. So I was trying to just do things my own way because I thought that I knew better. And when I didn't get results, then I would get burnt out and I would quit because I was frustrated, right? But if I had just been coachable right from the get-go and just followed the simple directions and the steps that were laid out for me, I would have achieved my results a lot faster. And so what I really want you to realize is that there is no such thing as failing at something. Definitely not this business, because the only way to fail, especially in this business, in this profession, is to quit. And so if you follow proven methods consistently and you stick with it with unwavering discipline, then when you think about it, failing really becomes impossible. Guys, I spent 7 years on and off in this business, and it's because I just kept on quitting. But I have realized a couple of years ago that quitting is simply not an option for me anymore, because no matter what, I am always going to come back to this profession because of just the leverage and the power and the excitement of it. So, if I'm going to keep on coming back, I might as well just stick with it now until I've got, until I am where I want to be. And I'm getting closer every day. And if you follow what I teach you, you can get the exact same results. So basically, all of the successful people out there have modeled their business after their own mentors, right? And that's how they got to where they are. And that's why a lot of the business models that you see out there all look very, very similar, because this just flat out works. All right, so now I want to talk a little bit about goal setting. Now, you do want to have a big vision and really big goals for sure, but what you want to do is you want to kind of chunk those goals down into smaller, more achievable goals. So in this example that I'm going to show you, I'm going to use my business that I'm promoting as an example. So this company that I'm promoting pays out commissions of $1,000 or more. And so let's say, for example, that you're using paid advertising to build your business and to get customers, just for example. So let's say that you started with a budget of $400 a month. And that would usually get you about 200 leads at $2 a piece, right? And those leads would usually convert to sales at about 1%. So if each sale is worth $1,000 and you get 2 sales, well, that would get you to about $2,000 in commissions. Tracking with me, right? And so then what you want to do is you want to take and reinvest that income into getting more leads. And so if you put $1,000 back into advertising, that would get you theoretically an income of about $5,000. And then if I would, spend $2,000 on ads and get 10 sales, well, then that would get me to an income of about $10,000, right? And so you can see that by setting goals that are actually attainable, success stays within your reach. And then as you start hitting your smaller goals, then you can start to aim for the bigger, more aggressive goals. And this way, you don't get quite as overwhelmed with those really big income goals. And then, you can just start scaling your income. And that income is going to start to jump up in really, really big increments. And with what I'm promoting, you have the opportunity for those really big commissions. But we're going to really talk about that in a later lesson. I think day 5 is where we're going to start to cover that specifically. So here is really the formula for guaranteed success. So the first thing is that you have to be very specific about what you want to achieve on a daily basis. And you don't want to get too attached to the outcome. Instead of being too, addicted to the outcome, you have to start loving the process. And you have to really have some faith that by following this process, the results are going to come. So an example of some goals that might be achievable is, let's say I'm going to send an email to my list every single day. Or I'm going to get 100 leads in the next 30 days. Those goals are very realistic and something that you could definitely do if you set your mind to it because it's really within your reach, right? But if you just tell yourself that you want to make $100,000 a month, well, that might not move you forward because it's not really an actionable step, right? It's just kind of an open-ended, kind of a vague goal, right? The next thing is to find successful people. And like I said, just do what they do. Find out what kind of business model they're in because whatever it is that they're doing, there's a reason for it, right? So this is how I actually got involved in my current business because I saw that there was both experienced marketers and brand new people coming into this business and getting amazing results. And I knew that, this was something that I could do too, right? Even back when I was just getting started because a lot of the work was done for me. The next thing is that you want to really surround yourself with people who are going to empower you and make you want to become better. Remember, you are going to become the average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. That can either be a very bad thing or it can be a very exciting thing. The choice is yours, right? The next thing is that you want to take massive action and actually stay consistent in order to build serious momentum in your business. So I firmly believe that it's important to really learn something new every day, but it's even more important to actually implement what you learn and do it consistently every single day, day after day. Do this business consistently for 6 to 12 months. Just follow what I teach and do it consistently for 6 to 12 months, and you're gonna be just absolutely amazed and blown away at how far your business goes. If you're going through this boot camp and you don't actually take any action, well, half a year from now, you're going to be exactly where you are now, right? I mean, if you give this business everything you've got for a full year with a proven system, it's impossible to not get any results. The last part here, which I talked about already, is don't be too addicted to the outcome. You need to become naive to the possibility that this might not work. Just trust this process. Don't wait to get started until everything is perfect. Just get started right now and just tweak things as you go. I'll tell you right now that I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I don't let those mistakes hold me back because when I make a mistake, well, now I know exactly what not to do in the future, right? And then I can make adjustments along the way. What I want you to understand is that everybody makes mistakes. Every single person, even those millionaire marketers, they all make mistakes no matter what level they're at. You basically just have to fail your way forward because the end result is so worth it. So let's just have a look at some of the common trends that you might see in people who are successful in internet marketing. No matter what, they create content consistently. They do consistent blogs, they do consistent videos, and even both. And the fact is that most of them really do use videos in their marketing because video is extremely powerful for building relationships online and building rapport. But I mean, if you're completely brand new, you don't have to worry about this video thing just yet, right? But I would definitely recommend that you start slowly getting used to being in front of the camera for the future, right? Because you want to take advantage of the power of video marketing, not to mention the power of YouTube itself. Because I mean, YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet, second only to Google, and so you want people to be able to find you on that channel. The other thing that they do is they make a very real, very solid effort to provide awesome, incredible value to their list and to their followers and to the marketplace. Back when the internet was a little bit younger, some of the more shady and kind of spammy marketing methods might have worked back then, right? Because consumers are getting a lot more smart. The thing that you always want to keep in mind is that there are actually real people on the other end of those emails that you're sending out, right? Or the other end of those blogs that you're putting out. There are real people with their own pains and their own passions and their own dreams and aspirations. And so you need to be writing accordingly. Understand that you are writing to real people. All right, so the thing is that you need to basically treat your business like a job, especially in the beginning. You need to actually schedule in time to work on your business, time where you literally devote all of your energy and all of your focus into your business. Because the thing is, the things that have priority in our lives are always scheduled in, right? And so this business needs to become one of those things. So you want to develop, a new daily routine that's going to allow you to really show up and work your business every single day, and then follow that routine with extreme, unwavering discipline. And over time, that routine is going to start to become second nature, like a strong habit, right? It's like brushing your teeth. Because, I mean, for me, my day it just doesn't feel right or complete unless I've put out my daily blog post and finished my daily business tasks. It's just what I do. And so that has to become a priority in your life and in your business. And when you treat your business like a job, then you show up every single day, right? Because when you think about your job, you can't just decide not to go to work, right? Because, well, then you get fired. So you need to treat your business just as seriously as you do your job, if not more so. And so just to wrap this up, I just want to say that I believe in you. Just don't let yourself get in your own way. I mean, I spent so many years just spinning my wheels when the solution was just so simple, because I know that if you just follow what successful people have done and leverage proven systems for 6 to 12 months, you are not going to believe where your life takes you. So that is all I've got for you today. And if you did get some value out of this video, then feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. And if there's any questions or something is not quite clear to you, then just let me know in the comment section below. So have yourself an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video where we are going to talk about what type of products to promote.